Hey guys, so I waited a little bit for this, but Dave Chappelle, one of the last beacons of hope for comedy. If anyone who doesn't know, he just had a Netflix special called Sticks and Stones. The title alone should just tell you everything. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names can never hurt me. Um, yeah, it kind of set out to prove a point, and I think it did. Since his special came out, Vice and all those other crap news outlets. You should definitely avoid Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones special. He has some very offensive things to say, or he makes jokes that are transphobic and blah blah. In the special itself, he has this joke where he's like, all right, I'm going to do an impression. You need to tell me who I'm pretending to be. And he goes on, he's like, I'm going to find something you said 20 years ago, and I'm going to get your job taken, and he's like, all right, who am I? And everyone's like, Trump. Of course they would, right? And then he's like, that's you. And it's true. It's not anyone else apart from these fucking regular people who go on and, I found a tweet from 20 years ago and I think this person should have his job taken away. Or, Dave Chappelle offended me with a joke and I think he should be canceled and have his job taken away. That's exactly what they were calling for pretty much afterwards. And it's sad because comedy, it's not meant to be polite and correct. That's the whole point. If you want, PC bullcrap, go watch anything else. Anything else. Go watch your news. Go read your comics now. Go watch, your movies, your cartoons. Go. There's plenty of shit out there right now that's PC and won't hurt your little fifis. But comedy is different. We're so used to comedians going out, bashing on Trump, bashing on straight white people, bashing on this. It's not comedy because it's the same shtick every time. Or you have other comedians like Amy Schumer or Sarah Silverman, like, my vagina, for the past 20 fucking years. I think Sarah Silverman's been in a while. But it's like, my vagina. It's like, try going a show without saying my vagina. Or have a drinking game. Take a drink every time one of them says my vagina. You'd be fucking drunk by, I don't know, not even halfway in. It's not comedy. Comedy is not only being able to make fun of others, but being able to make fun of yourself and vice versa. So he said there's a show he did. I don't know if it's, because a lot of times they make up these scenarios just for the punchline. But he said he was doing a show and he noticed a trans person in the audience and that was laughing their ass off at everything he was saying. And then he knew he was coming up to the trans jokes. And he's like, should I do this? Okay, let me go ahead and do it. And then he was kind of worried and he noticed that this person was laughing harder than anyone in the audience. After the show, they saw him at the bar, sat down, had a drink. He sat down and apologized, saying, hey, sorry if anything offended you. They're like, no, it's fine. It was hilarious. Even if it wasn't real, it's to prove a point. Saying that a person, and it could have been a real experience, maybe not that person in particular, but it's like me. I don't have a problem with fat jokes. I don't have a problem with ugly jokes. I am both. I constantly make fun of myself. If you can't make fun of yourself or anything like that, then you don't understand humor. You don't. I've said this before. My humor, I'm the kind of, I was raised Jewish. I have no problem making a fucking Nazi joke. I have no problem laughing at a Hitler joke or something, I've done those try not to laugh challenges, the offensive ones. And every time there was a Hitler joke or school shooting, I couldn't help but feel like I was about to laugh. Why? Because, well, comedic timing is one. You need to set it up properly in order for it to be funny. You can't just say, you know, uh, people being gassed. You know, it's not going to be like, oh my god, oh my god, that's brilliant. No, you have to have a setup. It's like a play or a movie. There's acts. There's the setup, and then it slowly builds up to Act 3, which is the punchline. You know, you don't just say the punchline and expect everyone to go, oh my god, that was... No. So you have to build up to it. So if someone was to say school shooting, no one is just going to bust out laughing and be like, oh, that is so true. No, it has to build up. For example, the video I was talking about with the school shooting, and it was like, I think it was part school shooting and part of, I don't know, it starts off with the kids in the cafeteria and they're all sitting around, but in the background you can hear pumped up kicks, you know, all the other kids with the pumped up. That's a song about shootings. It's about like kids, school shootings and all that. But they're building up with it, and you can hear the song very faintly in the background, and you're wondering what it's about. You know, the kid's sitting there, he's looking at his lunchbox, and they're all like, what do you have for lunch, or whatever. And the music just gets louder, and then suddenly there's the running in the halls, and people, you know, the shooting finally happens. Of course, it go from little kids to, like, teenagers. But it's part of the joke. But it works. It was funny. Even though school shootings are not funny, the joke itself was funny because of build-up. They're all looking at this kid intensely, and you hear the music building up. And right at the punchline, boom, you get the whole drop of the music. You get the shooting itself. No shooting, like shooting. It's no one getting hurt. But it was a joke. It was funny. SpongeBob. There's one where they overlaid a stereotypical Jewish, you know, Jew face over Mr. Krabs, and it's the episode, I can't remember what was happening, but he was like he was being lured out into like a phone box or something like that, and so it's the Jew, and he's like, you know, going after the money, and the phone box now has a thing like for Nazi on it, and for like it's a gas chamber. I couldn't help but laugh. I thought it was fucking hilarious because the build-up was great. Because you see Mr. Krabs coming out, he's got this Jew face going on, and you're like, okay, where's this going? And then he follows the trail of like money over to this gas chamber, you know, and it's comedy. It's supposed to be stepping out of boundaries, and Dave Chappelle that's what he does. You know, 10, 15 years ago, people weren't having a problem with any of this. But now that everyone's fifis get hurt over every little thing, he's really the last person we have. Everyone else who would have been like that is gone. You know, Robin Williams, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, all the people, you know, Joan Rivers. Everyone who had that type of humor is gone. We don't have any good comedians left anymore, and it's sad. Because now we have to placate to all the people who go there and think, oh, well, this might hurt their feelings, or they might be offended, or, oh, I can't make a gay joke because that's going to upset the LGBTQ plus community. Comedy isn't comedy when you can't do stuff like that. Like I said, you know, comedy stems from tragedy, and when you watch them, they make fun of themselves a lot of the time. And I mean, most of the jokes I make are about me, not about other people, because I understand humor. But he is like one of the last remaining. All these other comedians have turned over to, you know, bashing Trump every night, or bashing conservatives every night because apparently wanting to have a mother-father family and be faithful to each other and this and that. Apparently that's wrong. Now they pretty much, oh yeah, it's okay to be a cuck. It's okay to watch your wife fuck another guy. Yeah, maybe you should do that. No. For me, I don't care if it's guy, girl, guy, girl, girl. One person that you're with. If you don't want to be married, or if you plan on fucking around, then don't get married. Conservatives, that's what they're saying. It should not be. From what the Bible says, and I don't believe in what the Bible says, I'm not religious, but you don't have to be religious to believe that once you're married, it's one guy and whoever you're with. So it's guy, girl, guy, girl. It doesn't matter. But they attack everything we have, and comedy is our last stand, essentially. Hopefully, after the next election, people think, okay, well, complaining about this obviously isn't working, so we're going to stop. But I don't think so. I think it's probably going to get worse. And I normally don't get political, but ever since 2016, even before that, even when Obama was the president, things were getting bad. You had like Black Lives Matter and shit like that, and it's just gotten worse. And scary times we're living in. Scary times. Half the time I'm watching stuff on YouTube and they're talking about, people being, alleged abuse and stuff like that, or some crap like, oh yeah, this person did this, and it's like, is this seriously real life? Because I need to sit there and be like, am I really, is this real life? Because I feel like I'm dreaming right now. This doesn't feel like real. People losing their jobs because of shit they said 20 years ago, or whatever it is. But the fact is, I thought Dave Chappelle was fucking hilarious. I don't care about his political views. I mean, he made it pretty obvious he doesn't like Trump, and that's fine. You don't have to like him. Not everyone is going to like the president. It's okay to have disagreeing views and still find that person funny. It's not like, oh well, he doesn't like Trump, so I'm never going to watch anything he's in ever again. No, because the guy is hilarious. Because he bashes on everyone. He's like walking South Park. He just bashes on everyone. And he does it equally. He didn't choose one over the other. Most of the time, you wouldn't even know what side he was on because he doesn't really make it that obvious. But I thought it was hilarious. Hell, I signed up for Netflix for a free trial just to watch it. Also because I wanted to binge on Breaking Bad, so there's that. And also, sorry for the noise. AC, obviously, it's like 90 degrees still. It'll stop eventually. But anyways, comedy is slowly dying, and it's only a matter of time before it fully dies. Which, that's a scary thought, because no comedy? What are we going to have for comedy? The movies, which is like, they use the same stuff all the time. The same kind of jokes, and I mean, I don't know how many movies I can sit through with the same, dick jokes, or my vagina, or cliched lines. Like, I was actually watching Breaking Bad, and there was a line that someone said, and I'm like, I cannot stand this line, and I think this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship or a beautiful relationship. I'm like, how many things have you watched where you've heard that line? I think this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship. I hate that line. I do. I hate that line because it's so stupid, and I've heard it so many times that it loses its impact. It's kind of like the word racist. You've heard it so often. I mean, even though I support other people and their rights and everything, I would be considered a racist. Because I don't bend to their whims and kiss their ass. I would be considered a racist. I'd be considered a homophobe. My brother is I was at his wedding. I was his best man. I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't care. Yet I would be considered a homophobe. So it's like that. You start saying a word, and it just loses its power and loses the whole point. You say a line like, "Oh, I think it's going to be the start of a beautiful friendship," and it just loses the whole point of it. Anyways, yeah, comedy is going to die soon. And once it's dead, I don't know what's going to be after that. More PC humor. Bunch of people, colored hair and unshaved underarms, going up talking about their vaginas. And how down with the patriarchy. And oh, you go, girl. You're so strong and brave. But yeah, that'll do it for me. You know the drill. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe. And if I get thumbs down, we'll certainly know who gave the thumbs down, won't we? Anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.